Kansas, their House has approved a bill that they're calling and make sure you're on me because I want people to see these, the Women's Bill of Rights, which would bar transgender women from entering single-sex spaces such as domestic violence shelters, bathrooms, and prison wards. What you're seeing here is effectively the same thing as what you see with prohibitions against transgender athletes in schools being pitched as a defense of women's sports. It is a novel thing for a right-winger to be able to briefly pretend to give a damn about women in any aspect of society. They like to do it just as a little treat, to cloak their hatred and xenophobia as supposedly being about protecting people's rights. So effectively, it does, sort of what you would expect. It's trying to push people into the shadows, or worse, probably. And that's what they're doing right here. And fully aware of all of the negative impacts that it's likely to have on many people's lives. And as is, I guess, the running theme of today's show, they don't care. They're not interested. And so you're seeing this again. So this isn't finalized. This is the Kansas House having pushed this forward, but more and more states passing a variety of these different types of bills. Some of them focused on healthcare, some of them focused on bathrooms, some of them focused on sports, some of them on all of them simultaneously, and that continues across the country. Final comment before we go to break?
Yeah, I guess here's the final comment for any ally out there, right? Any cisgender folks. I need you to understand something. Just think about this for 1 second, okay? Try to prove that you are the gender that you are without mentioning any body part that you have or any stereotype about the gender that you are, right? Just think about that for a second, right? Just ask yourself for one moment how you know what gender you are, without any of those things. Because ultimately, that is what trans people are up against, right? That is what trans people are up against, because everybody is trying to do this bioessentialist stuff and all these things. And that's just a little thought experiment for hopefully to get all of your gears rolling, because there's a lot more to it than I think most people really realize. And you don't realize what you're taking for granted as a cis person.
Yeah, there might be some who are like, why would I have to do that? I don't think about my gender. I don't even care about my gender. Yeah, no, that's how privilege works, not having to do that constantly. Getting to just live. It is a nice privilege. Sorry, again, the word privilege being used now makes this conversation 4 times illegal. So, oh well.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.